All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another stream. We keep rolling. Lots to talk about again, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to talk about. We're starting to figure out what Thomas Tuchel wants in the left wing back position, and it seems like it's Emerson who is the first choice. So it's going to be good to talk about this particular player and really understand this. Maybe I've just been a bit too rash about the whole situation. Maybe we need to think a little bit more about this whole Emerson scenario and what's going on, the situation with Lyon. And there's some really positive news about Rudiger Azpilicueta, some news about Christensen, and a whole heap of other transfer news as well. And it all comes off the back of Goals article written by Nizaar Kinsella. So we're going to go through all of that from that particular article. He pretty much sums it up really well and gives us a good perspective as to where the mindset is for Chelsea Football Club. And, I suppose gives a insight into what Thomas Tuchel is really looking for as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. As always, quite a few people already logged on. Smash the like button as soon as you come in. We did magnificently well on yesterday's stream, ladies and gentlemen. We hit, close to 300 likes now. I think we finished off the stream at 200 likes or so, and it's still rising at the moment. So thank you so much, each and every one of you guys, for the support you guys always show. Much appreciated. Let me know where you guys are up to, where you guys are logging in from, what you guys are up to, what time it is. I'd love to know where you guys are all tuning in from. It's always interesting to see where the viewers are tuning in from. We're going to get into all the topics today. I want to hear from each and every one of you guys how you feel about all of these different topics. I want to bring out some of the comments and we can discuss about it. But before that, as I always like to do, shout out the live chat as always. Google Ethic, thank you so much for joining, my man. I think next season our top targets for left wing back should be Cucurella or Theo Hernandez. But I've seen from Cucurella, I'd make him top priority. He's so good going forward and defending and can take on people. Yeah, Cucurella, we talked about Cucurella yesterday. Damn good player. Kartik Sharma, Miz, see Simon Phillips' latest tweet. Yep, these are exactly the things we're going to talk about, Kartik. Nizaar Kinsella pretty much has covered all of that. And off the back of that, Simon Phillips has obviously tweeted it out. Marva, big up, Miz. Big up to you as well, Marva, my man. Emerson, the solution. Let's talk about it. I mean, initially when I first thought of this, and I thought, why are we going back to this situation again? But let's try and understand this. Let's actually try and understand the whole scenario as to why Emerson is the first choice as opposed to going for someone like Luca Dean, who's also available in the transfer market at the moment. Shubhajoy Roy, good to see you, my man. Big up, Miz. Really good to see you. D-Strek, good to see you. Big up, my bro, Miz, and big up the chat as usual. Hope you're all good. 100%. Thank you so much. Frederick Thames, good to see you, my man. I'd much rather get Theo Hernandez or Luca Dean. We need a right wing back as well. Yeah, this is what Nizaar Kinsella talks about in the goal article. So we'll talk about the right wing back situation. Whether we actually get a new player for right wing back, I'm not sure. I think in the interim, the solution might be Kalamantan-Odoi or Christian Pulisic, but we'll see. In the summer, if we continue with wing-back play next season, we do need to think about a backup option. Just to expect Reece James to play match after match after match, I think that's a bit mad, to be honest, because he's going to get injured then. So we do need a solid backup for next season if we are going to continue with this, three at the back, wing-backs, style of play. So we'll definitely talk about that. Sai Krishna, hey Miz, what do you think about getting Dembele on a free? He and Tuchel cooked very deliciously at BVB. Yeah, look, that might have been the case back then, but Dembele is so injury prone, man. We already have so many issues with injured players up front. Pulisic being one, Ziyech is another one who picks up those odd injuries here and there. Do we want to add Dembele as well in the ranks who's going to be injured? We need players that are able to get, play 90% of the season as opposed to, being injured for, let's say, 30% of the season or even 40% at times. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm really, really excited about that particular player, to be honest. Shubhajyoti, I have no issues with TT wanting Emerson. My issue is why Chelsea are a bit late to act. Exactly. That's my whole concern. If it is Emerson, why haven't you done this by 1st of January? Why the conversations haven't taken place as yet? That's what the issue is. But we're going to try and understand the whole Emerson situation at a deeper level. Sudipto, good to see you, my man. Big up, Miz. Justice, good to see you, Miz. Our board is rubbish. Tuchel don't prefer any Emerson. Don't prefer any Emerson. That is what the board can give him. Yeah, we'll look into this because Nizaar Kinsella's article actually says Tuchel prefers Emerson. Now, I don't look. Nizaar is a very well-esteemed Chelsea correspondent, so you're going to have to trust him a little bit. You know what I mean? Jonathan Jitro, big up, Miz. Good to see you. The football capital, Sydney, my bro. Good to see you, Sydney, in the house. Marvo, Miz, Chelsea Twitter admin loving the Kepa propaganda. Good to see that. We need Kepa propaganda. Why not? Jonathan Jitro, Miz, I personally would rather have Ian Martin. That's another good shout, Ian Martin. He's having a very good loan season in Coventry. So we do definitely need to talk about Ian Martin as well. Chubhajyoti, India, 3:43. Nice timing in India, my man. Obi, Miz, forget. We don't just want to spend. That's why we are going back to our reject. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons, Obi. I think that could be one of the reasons. The fact that our board doesn't seem to want to spend money in January. They rather do that in the summer. And they want to try and find the solution in-house, I suppose. But Emerson's situation has financial implications as well. Because Lyon, they want to buy this player at the end of the season. And if we recall him back, I don't know. Well, I don't think they can buy anymore. So that's a bit of an issue. Advaita, really good to see you, my man. Miz, why are people slandering Marina even though she is close to signing Rudiger? Look, there's two sides to this coin, to be honest, Advaita. One side is Marina, she takes too damn long. She's very, very tough when it comes to negotiation. In one case, it's good. But in another case, it drags on for too long. And to a point, sometimes we don't even get the deal done. So she needs to figure out a way of how to be strict, but be quick, be strict or firm. Maybe at times be a bit flexible as well. I don't think you can always win every single deal. So maybe think about that. And then there have been times where she's made some, it's not really her, but the group, the board itself, they've made some bad signings in the last. Even if you look at the signings under Frank Lampard now, Pulisic, that was before Frank Lampard, but obviously joined in Frank Lampard. Havertz, Timo Werner, Ziyech. I mean, was there a necessity to get all of those four players? What was the thinking? What was the thought process behind that? We do need to question all of that. Miz, we will recall Dujon Sterling for right wing. Yep, that's in the article. We're going to get to it. We're definitely going to get to it. Verna, thank you so much for joining. Sai Krishna, thank you so much for joining. Ibrahim, salam, Miz, wa alaikum assalam, my man. You're always here. I love it. Thank you so much. Alteza, hi, Miz, big ups. Good to see you. Jensen, big up as well. Zvo Genius, good to see you, my man. We got to have another transfer chat this window, 100%, my man, 100%. Advaita, Shubhajyoti, Nizaar's credibility is good, but not going to lie, he waffles at time. He does waffle at time. Alteza, I agree with you. Marina has to be quick and flexible. Otherwise, we shall continue making bad signings. 100%. We're going to get into the article right now. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys that's joined in. First of all, smash the like button. We've got over 50 people after only 9 minutes. Let's smash the like button. Get the likes up to 50 straight away. Only 23 likes away from 50 likes. Let's get that happening. We're trying to aim for more than 100 likes once again, just like every other stream. So let's get those likes up to 50 straight away. That's a good jump. We only need 20 more likes. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification. There's a lot of content that's going to be flying around in this particular channel on a regular basis. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is lots to talk about. Lots. Not just the ones that we've talked about. There's talks about Tchouaméni, Declan Rice. But you know what? We're going to hold that. We're going to hold that conversation for right at the end, because these moves are not happening in January. These are more summer moves. Chelsea's January transfer situation reviewed as Blues plot summer move for Monaco Tchouaméni. So it's a summer move. This is not happening right now, as you can see, Tchouaméni. But it's something we're going to touch on right at the end of the stream. So you do want to stick around for the rest of the stream. You don't want to leave 100%. I'm going to get back to your comments very, very soon. But let's just go through this particular article. The youngster has, hopefully you guys can see that. Let me just make that a bit bigger. Yeah, that's better. The youngster has been raising eyebrows across Europe, but Thomas Tuchel has more pressing matters to deal with. It's talking about Tchouaméni. Chelsea have identified 3 key areas to work on in the next 2 transfer windows and are increasingly interested in move for Monaco midfielder Aurélien Tchouaméni. They are currently running in-depth scouting on the 21-year-old, man. You're currently running the in-depth. Like, what were you doing last summer? Our scouts, man, they are having a laugh. They are sleeping. They're just now running the in-depth scouting on Tchouaméni, when this really should have been done. Anyway, including analyzing his attitude and personal life ahead of a possible bid in the summer transfer window. Interesting that they want to start analyzing personal attitude and all of that. This is quite important, to be honest. However, they are also keen on West Ham's Declan Rice and likely will not sign both midfielders due to Thomas Tuchel's support for integrating Conor Gallagher, currently on loan at Crystal Palace, into the squad. This is great. Once again, as I said, we're going to come back to this news right at the end, because this is more of a summer news. We're going to come back to it right at the end of the stream. Conor Gallagher's name's getting thrown around. That's fantastic to see, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what transfers could happen in January, ladies and gentlemen? With midfielders and centre-backs seen as longer-term issues, the Blues are more concerned in the short term about their wing-back situation. As first revealed by Goal, Ben Chilwell has had a surgery on his anterior cruciate ligament. Yep, we know that. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, Reece James is out for at least 5 more weeks. He's at least out for 5 more weeks, which would be by the end of February. Someone was saying yesterday that Reece James is more sort of scheduled to come in March against Newcastle. But I'd say they would ease him in. Do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't throw him into the mix straight away. So it'll be in end of March, probably even April. So that 5 weeks could actually be 8 weeks, if I'm being honest. But it goes on to say, meanwhile, Reece James is out for at least 5 more weeks, leaving Tuchel looking to Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic to fill in the interim. So it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably not going to get a right wing back, because Reece James is not out for the season. He will be back. Whether it's mid-March, whether it's early April, whatever the case is, he will be back. It's not like the Ben Chilwell scenario. So that's probably why the team, the board, I'm thinking Thomas Tuchel probably would like to have a proper right wing back. Let's be honest. Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic, they're not proper wing backs, man. Like, they're definitely good in attack, but they're not going to be able to track back and defend and know the defensive know-hows, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? So this becomes a bit of a disadvantage for us. Unless we find a system, when we were playing Callum Hudson-Odoi as a regular right wing back, early stages of Thomas Tuchel, where the RCB sort of drifts towards as a right back, the center CB becomes sort of, the RCB, and the LCB becomes, more the 2 CBs in the middle, and then the left wing back kind of becomes the left back. Unless we sort of shift and push Callum and Pulisic to be more of a winger, right winger, I don't necessarily like how these guys will be in interim the right wing back for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, it's detrimental to the cause. It's detrimental to the cause. But we'll see. Everton's Luca Dean is an option for Chelsea, but they are first attempting to recall Emerson Palmieri from his loan with Lyon. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. But they are first attempting to recall Emerson Palmieri from his loan with Lyon. Luca Dean is not the first choice. Luca Dean is an option after if we don't manage to get Emerson Palmieri. First of all, I want to hear from you guys how you feel about that. I want to read out the next one, and then we want to check out some stats for Emerson Palmieri, what he's been up to in Liga this season. Tuchel prefers Emerson, having coached him last season and been impressed with his attitude, application, and ability. Tuchel prefers Emerson, having coached him last season and been impressed with his attitude, application, and ability. Thomas Tuchel seems to fancy Emerson. My question is, why was he loaned? Why not Alonso be loaned then? I mean, if you fancy this guy that highly, why was he loaned? The other thing is, we've seen him cover for LCB as well last season. There were a few times where he was covering for Rudiger in LCB. There is no simple way to end his loan, however, due to the terms in the contract favoring the league club. So the terms are favoring the Liga Cup. If Chelsea failed to recall Emerson, a loan signing could be sanctioned instead. If Chelsea failed to recall Emerson, a loan signing could be sanctioned instead. Okay, so they're talking about a Luca Dean loan sanction. Similarly, on the right side, the Blues are looking at their options with Blackpool loanee Dujon Sterling available to be recalled until January 14th. Okay, let's talk about these couple of situations. They go on to talk about Kieran Trippier, which is not happening. Kieran Trippier is almost done and dusted with Newcastle. I think it's a here we go as well. Let's first talk about Emerson Palmieri. And in the right side, maybe Dujon Sterling. I mean, let's talk about Emerson Palmieri first. Let's see what you guys have to say. Emerson is average, to be honest. Yeah, look, I've not forgotten. And I want to remind the fan bases, we've got nearly 100 live right now. I still remember how the fan base was going after Emerson. Emerson didn't always produce great performances. Let's be honest. There were a couple of blunders there. There were a few blunders. Technically, however, I think technically he's sound. His ball control, he's got a bit of pace. He can pass quick. He's quicker than Alonso, let's put it that way. But he's not the finished article. His crossing can be a little bit iffy. I don't know if he's always able to bang in the goals. I do remember, though, he came off the bench against Atletico Madrid. Or was it Porto? Who was it? Was it Porto or was it Atletico Madrid where he banged in a goal straight from the bench? I think it might have been Atletico Madrid. He came off the bench and he scored a goal. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that he's the best case scenario. It's just, I think it comes down to the fact that we are worried to try someone new and pay money for it. I think the whole Saul situation has gotten us a bit nervous about loans and whatnot. Getting someone like Luca Dean, it might not be that easy. Everton's probably wanting loan with an obligation to buy, whereas we probably don't want that. We probably want loan with an option to buy. So this is probably why they're thinking the Emerson situation is easy. He's still our player. Let's get him back. But the issue is, we're going to be then, at the end of the season, back to square one with Chilwell, Emerson, and Alonso. And we need one of them gone. Last time, we couldn't get rid of Alonso. This time, we're in a situation where Lyon actually wants to buy Emerson. But if we take him back, well, there goes that opportunity. I just want to bring up Emerson's stats. What he's up to this particular season. Meanwhile, let me have a look at your other comments. Okay. First of all, Emerson Palmieri, 27 years of age. Contract expires 30th June 2022. Oh, okay, sorry, with Chelsea 2024. So we've still got a couple of more seasons with us. After this season ends, we've got a couple of more seasons. 2022, 23, 2023, 24. Yeah, 2 more seasons. So, yeah, the contract situation is not the issue. Let's have a look at stats, current season. Meanwhile, Obi is saying, we don't need Emerson as much as I can remember. Alonso is better than Emerson, and we all know how Alonso is very slow. I mean, is that how you feel, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think Alonso is better than Emerson? Is Alonso better than Emerson? Let's actually do a poll. We've got over 130 people live right now. Who would be a better left wing back option with Chilwell being injured? Let's have Emerson and let's have Alonso. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. I'll put a poll down. 133 people live right now. Smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to well over 100 straight away. We're 1 away from 50 likes. Let's get the likes to 100 immediately. We've got enough people to hit 100 likes. I've just got the poll out, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me how do you feel? Emerson, Alonso, who's a better left wing back in your opinion? Let's have a look at some stats. Okay. League 15 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1,225 minutes, 3 Europa League matches, 224 minutes. I mean, as a left back, you'd want to see a little bit more numbers than that, a few more assists. Not necessarily goals, but assists. For us, you're going to have to lift that number. If you're going to play left wing back for us, you're going to have to lift those numbers massively. Because a lot of our play, in fact, a major part of our play is dependent on the wing backs. So let's have a look at this. This is in Europa League, 90 minutes against Rangers, 90 minutes against Brøndby, 45 minutes against Sparta Prague, and then on the bench for the remainder. In Liga, he's been playing. He's been playing a lot. He got a red card as well for red card suspension against Saint Etienne. But as you can see, he's the starting left back. He's the starting left back for Lyon. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal for sure. Got that assist against Monaco and got that goal against Troyes. So look, he's been playing a lot of games. He should be ready to rock and roll, undoubtedly. You know, the fitness should not be an issue. Let's have a look at last season. It wasn't the greatest season, obviously, for Chelsea. But I just want to see, he scored a couple of goals last season as well. 1 goal, actually. Champions League. Wow. He only featured twice last year in the Premier League. That's what happens because we had 3 left backs. Yeah. Champions League, he played few matches. Played against Krasnodar, played against Sevilla last season. Yeah, that goal against Atletico Madrid, 1 minute. He came on and he scored a goal. And in the Premier League, yeah, he barely played. He was on the bench. Wasn't used at all. So this is probably why. But, I mean, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think the Chelsea hierarchy is just worried that they don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend money and they want to just simply see this season out and then make a decision in the summer. In one hand, it kind of makes sense because there's no, if you want to buy, let's say, for example, Theo Hernandez, there's no way you're going to get Theo Hernandez in January. You're going to get Theo Hernandez in the summer. So I think Chelsea are just looking for a stopgap solution for the time being. Someone who can do a job. Emerson can do a job. For the remainder of the season, Emerson and Alonso in tandem. Emerson and Alonso. So it's not just Emerson. It'll be Emerson and Alonso. Together, they can do a job. Not the greatest job, but they'll do a job. And then in the summer, you can go for someone like Theo Hernandez. You can go for someone like Cucurella. You can go for, Mihail Goossens, a proper backup or a proper competition for Ben Chilwell. And I kind of understand why they're going for this. And this is probably a lot easier than getting Luka Dean. Luka Dean, Everton will have X, Y, Z clause on it. Emerson is our player. We can just grab him back. Let's see what you guys have to say. And then we'll start talking about the right wing-back situation as well. Michael Sewell, Emerson is better. We all know how Alonso is slow and suffering all the time with fast forward like Salah. Yeah, look, at least Emerson, he'll have some pace in terms of recovery. So, yeah, I'm thinking he should be better. Emerson needs a run of games. He was good under Sarri. Yeah, he was actually good under Sarri. I still remember justice for Emerson. That was what was floating around in Twitter at that time. Ray Allen, Thomas Tuchel prefers Emerson Palmieri, then bring him back. Yeah, if we want what Thomas Tuchel wants, then let's get it done. My issue is, what are they waiting for? 5th of January, the board should be getting this across the line immediately so we can have Emerson in the team. Obviously, we can't have him today up against Spurs, but maybe the next Spurs game. Let's have Emerson ready for the next Spurs game. Alonso cannot keep playing every single game, man. He can't do that. He simply can't do that. And we don't want to keep using Saul there or Harvey Vale. I mean, Harvey Vale plays further up. He could possibly fit there, but I don't think Thomas Tuchel is going to, venture out and plug Harvey Vale there. Do you know what I mean? Simple. He wasn't good enough. TT saw him in training. Perhaps. Why would then this article in Goal would say that Thomas Tuchel actually likes his attitude and his application? Alteza, hi, Miz. To be honest, Emerson did not have a fair chance to play. The guy is really good. It's difficult when you have Chilwell as the starting left wing back and Alonso as well. Emerson was third choice. It's too difficult at that time to give fair amount of minutes. Apparently, Roman wants Theo Hernandez in the summer. This is probably why we're going for this particular option. Because if we buy someone or if we get someone like Luka Dean with an obligation to buy, then that stops us from getting Theo Hernandez. Simple as that. Emerson has balance, in terms of defense and attack as compared to Alonso, who's more better only at attacking. We all know how slow Alonso is. However, defensively, he's poor. Yeah, more balanced. That's absolutely right. Emerson has a better balance in terms of attack and defense. I wouldn't say he's better, as per this comment, I wouldn't say he's better than Alonso in attack. But he's better than Alonso in defense more often than none. And it's not like he's poor in attack. So it kind of balances things out. You want someone who's going to be able to give you a balanced output as opposed to lopsided. Do you know what I mean? Attack lopsided and then defense, no idea. Because Chelsea already have 5 senior LBs, so they doesn't want another LB. And I guess the other question is, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Maatsen. He's having a fantastic loan spell at Coventry. And I've always said this, and I know you guys have always said this. He's a very, very good left-sided player. He's playing left wing back for Coventry as well. I want to see Ian Maatsen. I really do want to see Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen is probably a better choice than Emerson and Alonso, I think. But I guess Thomas Tuchel doesn't want to rely on a youngster to be the starting left wing back for the time being, which is understandable. But that's probably another reason why we're looking to go to Emerson as opposed to getting Luka Dean, because we have Ian Maatsen as well, who's doing well in Coventry in the loan spell. Amir, good to see you. There you go, my man. There's your shout out. What about Adama for right wing back? Wolves are looking to offload him. We've talked about this yesterday. I like this. I really do. We should actually be all over it, unless we're thinking about getting a top-notch right wing back in the summer. But then again, I don't think Adama Traore is not top-notch. He's not Hakimi level. Hakimi was the dream. But that dream was so quickly shattered, it's not even funny. Adama Traore, I think, will be an excellent competition for Reece James. He really will. Let's have a look at the poll. 103 votes. Emerson, massive winner. 83% going for Emerson. Better than Alonso at the moment in left wing back if we get the opportunity. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Emerson. Seems like you guys are fancying it as well for the time being. I mean, does the scenario make sense to you? Does the scenario make sense that we're going for Emerson now and perhaps go for someone like Theo Hernandez in the summer? Right now, in January, it's too difficult to do a big-time deal like Theo Hernandez. These are more of a summer deal. And the whole Luka Dean situation could be a lot more complicated than we actually think. Emerson's probably the easiest one to bring back. Let me know your final thoughts on this. We're going to talk about the next thing, which is Dujon Sterling. With Blackpool loanee Dujon Sterling available to be recalled until January 14th. After January 14th, you can't recall him. So Chelsea's got a decision to make. They've literally got less than 10 days to go. This is for the right wing-back position, ladies and gentlemen. Right wing-back. Dujon Sterling. How do you feel about that? I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about Dujon Sterling in right wing-back to cover for Reece James for about 6, 7, 8 weeks, let's say, argument's sake? Of course, Azpilicueta will be the number one wing back for the time being. And then Dujon Sterling will be someone who will be rotational. But I've not heard too much about Dujon Sterling during this loan period. I've heard about Ian Maatsen, some very, very good stuff about Ian Maatsen. Levi Colwill, I've heard a lot about him. Dujon Sterling is not someone that I've heard too much about in this particular loan with Blackpool. He was good in the pre-season. I remember in the pre-season, he was strong. But he didn't have that attacking impetus, which is fine, which is okay. I mean, he just came back. I think Dujon Sterling had an injury as well. So he just came back from the injury. He was doing the preseason. He looked okay. He looked quite physical. I liked the look of him. But is he an adequate backup? I want to hear from you guys. Is he an adequate backup? For me, I don't think so. Champions League matches coming up. Club World Cup. Premier League matches, of course. FA Cup. Carabao Cup. I mean, Azpilicueta can't play every single game. We do need backup. And is Dujon Sterling going to be a good backup? We've seen Xavier Simons. I think that's his name, Xavier Simons, against Brentford. He's not really a right wing back. People tell me that he's more of a midfielder. So let's see what you guys have to say. I personally don't think Dujon Sterling is going to cut it, but let's have a look what you guys are having to say about this. Shaka, yeah, Miz, whoever we take on now for a left wing back will be a stopgap until summer. Exactly. He's been mediocre in Uber Eats League. Been here for years and never been nailed on as a starter. Yeah, he's talking about Emerson now. I completely understand, my man. I'm not overly thrilled, but I think I can understand Chelsea's point of view in terms of stopgap cover. Vernon, good to see you. Tuchel was impressed with Dujon Sterling during preseason. This is what I'm talking about. In preseason, Dujon Sterling looked good. But this whole loan period for Blackpool, I don't think it's been that great. There's not been that much conversation about him. Philip Deshit, thank you so much for this comment. I'm a nerd when it comes to academy players. Dujon Sterling was promising before a serious injury last year, very fast, can play right wing back, RCB. He could have been first team if not for injury. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think the injury has affected him big time. Even in the preseason when he was playing for us, he couldn't totally express himself. And I think it's because of the injury. So once again, he's going to be someone who's going to be just a bit of a compromise on the right side. Dujon Sterling was good in the preseason, Miz. Yes, bring Dujon Sterling. Dujon is a good choice. Dest, for me, Sterling hasn't even made it on loan. Exactly. Tell me about Serginho Dest, guys. I don't know much about this particular player because I've not watched him enough in Barcelona. I don't catch too many Barcelona matches. Tell me your honest feeling about Serginho Dest, because this player is actually in the transfer. He's in the transfer market. Barcelona has listed him in the transfer market. How do you feel about Serginho Dest? Can he play right side? Can he play both sides, left side, right side? Can he play wing back, basically? Can he produce goals and assists? I agree. Let's try him. Who knows? Might even be better. I don't think he's doing too well at Blackpool. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he's doing too well at Blackpool. Sterling was good in preseason, but he's not having a good loan at Blackpool. See, that's the thing. If you're not having a good loan at Blackpool, why are we rewarding you to a step above at Chelsea? Chelsea's a massive step above. Pruna, I have a question for you, Miz. Go for it, man. You should put the question up as well. Sorry, Krishna, Miz. I don't think Dujon Sterling is too good of an option. Got to go for Adama and got to go for fast before Tottenham hijacks this deal. Yeah, Tottenham is actually thinking about Adama Traore. I don't know who we can actually get in the right wing back in the summer. Adama Traore is Premier League proven. There's no way we can get Hakimi. We might as well get Adama Traore. Reece James, number one choice. Adama Traore, number two. I think that's solid. I think that's really, really solid. Why are we holding back on that? I don't know. Q. Yeah, Adama is a good option. 100%. 100% agreed. Goossens is injured. Here we go. Miz, I think Dujon would be more attacking player. What do you think? I've not seen him attack too much in the preseason, to be honest. He was more defensive. I think the injury has got to do with something with that. And in Blackpool, I don't think he's been doing that well either. So Sterling would be better right wing back than Azpi, just needs time. I mean, if you're not doing well in Blackpool, do you really think he's going to step it up for Chelsea up against the Premier League teams and the Champions League teams and XYZ? Serginho Dest was amazing in Ajax, but failed in Barcelona. Very good attacking, but not disciplined in defensive phases. See, that's... Now, we need someone who's going to have that balance. Dest is a young Alonso. Wow. I think that's it. End of discussion. I don't need another Alonso, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. Dest is Jorginho's brother. As in, slow? Are you talking about because he's slow? But yeah, looks like, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are not excited about Dujon Sterling. Adama Traore is a big one. I don't understand why Chelsea is not linked back with Adama Traore again. We were linked with him in the summer, last summer, but we're not linked with him at the moment, which is quite strange. You'd think that we'd go back to him. Lawrence Campbell, Werner for left wing would be a mad choice. Are you what? Timo Werner? You're kidding, aren't you? You're kidding. Rafael Guerrero is another one. See, in the summer we've got choice. We've got choice. But I think Rafael Guerrero, he's got injury issues as well, my man. He's got injury issues. Okay, look, right wing back. This is why I think we might just stick it out with Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic until Reece James comes back, because there's not great options out there. However, Adama Traore. But for some reason, we're not linked with him. We're not linked with him at the moment, which is crazy. Yusuf Attal, I don't know where this brother is. Is he injured? We were linked with him a couple of seasons ago. You're right, but he must be injured. He must be injured because there's literally not much talk that's been happening about Yusuf Attal. Okay, let's continue reading this. We've got quite a few other situations to talk about. Romelu Lukaku, meanwhile, will remain at Chelsea for the foreseeable future after his situation following an unsanctioned interview was resolved. We won't talk about Romelu Lukaku. I think he's starting against Spurs, which I think is fair enough. I don't mind that at all. Michael Offro, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I believe it was a super sticker. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, thank you so much for the donation, Michael. You can put some comments if you want, but thank you once again for the super chat. Truly appreciate that. Okay, what about Chelsea signing centre backs? Chelsea have long felt the need to consider the central defender position, aware that they had several contracts expiring this summer. Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen, Cesar Azpilicueta are all able to talk to other clubs over a free transfer with their deals now in the last 6 months. Still, there's growing positivity in the cases of Rudiger and Azpilicueta, who both had renewed round of talks with the West Londoners on Monday afternoon. This is great news, ladies and gentlemen. This is great news. Still, there's growing positivity in the cases of Rudiger and Azpilicueta, who both had renewed round of talks with West Londoners on Monday afternoon. I feel Chelsea will now get this done. I think Chelsea will get Rudiger done. And they will get Azpilicueta done as well. It's too difficult to ignore Rudiger right now. Rudiger is at his peak of his powers right now. To let him go will be a disaster. I think Chelsea Football Club realizes this, and he's become a leader. He's a leader. Antonio Rudiger is a leader in Chelsea Football Club. There's too many positives about Antonio Rudiger right now. And I have a feeling Chelsea will now get this done. This is a great positive news. This is coming from Nizaar Kinsella, well-esteemed Chelsea correspondent. Still, there's growing positivity in the cases of Rudiger and Azpilicueta, who both had a renewed round of talks with West Londoners on Monday. So we're having conversations, and recently we also heard that Real Madrid is not going after Rudiger anymore because Rudiger still wants to stay at Chelsea. Rudiger wants to stay at Chelsea. Rudiger doesn't want to go. He wants to play for Chelsea. Same with Azpilicueta as well. He actually doesn't want to leave for Barcelona. Even though Barcelona is circling around, Azpi wants to stay. Furthermore, all three players have agreed to give the Blues more time to renew their contracts but want some compromise on terms. They want, basically what they're saying is, come to a middle ground, Chelsea. Let's negotiate. Let's find a middle ground. Firstly, Rudiger still wants to be put among the top earners at Stamford Bridge to acknowledge his emergence as a dressing room leader and important first-team star. To be honest, I don't think this demand is unreasonable. This is very reasonable what Rudiger is saying. He's saying, I'm one of the leaders. I'm emerging as a dressing room leader. And I'm an important first-team player. God damn it, give me the money. Give me the term, the loan term. I hope Chelsea can find a middle ground. I hope they can find a middle ground. I think it's positive. When I see talks like they've had positive talks recently, Monday afternoon, that's great to hear. And the fact that Rudiger wants to stay. And on top of that, Real Madrid had been pushing strongly to sign the German, but have grown frustrated at his choice to delay his decision in order to talk things over with his current club. Rudiger is delaying his decision. He wants Chelsea to come to the party. Rudiger saying, Chelsea, come on. Let's make this happen, Chelsea. Let's make this happen. Vernon, it's been reported that Real Madrid rejected Rudiger's salary request of 200k per week. Wasn't there a rumor going on that Real Madrid were going to give him like 300k a week or something like that? What else you guys got talking about here? COD Mobile, how much does Rudiger earn right now? Chat people, I think he earns. I think he earns less than 100k. I'm not even joking. He might be on like 90k or something like that. He's on some poor wages. It's not the greatest. He wants to be one of the top earners. Firstly, Rudiger wants to be one of the top earners. I've got no issues with that. I really don't. Rudiger earns 100k a week. There you go. And Rudiger probably wants to double that. Get to about 200k a week. And right now, I would give him this. Give him 160 to 170 and a clean sheet bonus, simple. Yeah, I was thinking about, adding bonuses. But, I mean, are we being harsh? I mean, this guy's one of the most important players for us. Are we being harsh? Can we not just give him what he wants? Can we not make him one of the top earners, amongst the top earners? I don't think he wants to be the top earner, but he wants to be amongst the top earners. He deserves it, in my opinion. That has seen reports in Spain insist Madrid have left the race to sign him, although Goal believes the Liga giants will continue to monitor this situation. Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich are also contenders for his signature, with Juventus unlikely to offer him the terms he wants. Christensen, meanwhile, remains keen to remain in the West London despite being publicly criticised. So Christensen also wants to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Christensen also wants to stay. Despite being publicly criticised by Thomas Tuchel, which was subsequently published on the club's website, the Blues have been frustrated with the talks they've had with Denmark International, having expected them to have long since been wrapped up. Yet the situation remains similar to Rudiger, in that he would sign if the club got closer to his demands. So once again, I think the money factor seems to be an issue over here as well. Like Christensen, Azpilicueta is of interest to Barcelona, with Atletico Madrid also monitoring the situation. Azpilicueta, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are about to lose Kieran Trippier. I don't know if he's going to last in Atletico Madrid, man. I mean, Diego Simeone really pushes the players over there. So if Azpi's in his final legs. The Blues captain situation relates more to the length of the contract and how valued he is in the squad, having increasingly found himself on the bench when all the club's defenders are fit. See, this is the thing. Rudiger, on top of his game, probably one of the best defenders in the world. We need to ensure we get this done. Christensen, for me, is a very, very top defender, but I personally, I wouldn't be upset if we let him go and get someone like Koundé. I think we get someone like Koundé anyway, because he's going to be able to quite possibly play RCB, definitely RCB, could play middle of the CB and possibly in the right wing back position as well, because he plays as a right back for France. So for me, Rudiger, let's get it done. Christensen, I'm 50-50. I'm not too fussed. Azpilicueta, I have no issues with him staying, but I have to say to him, you're probably not going to see enough game time, my man. Your captaincy presence is going to be important in the team. We need that. We need your leadership qualities. We need you to guide the youngsters that are up and coming. But let's be honest, Chalobah is the number one, probably right centre back. Reece James is the number one right wing back. And Azpilicueta, you're going to have to be a rotational player. And if we get Koundé, you're definitely going to be a rotational player. Is Azpi okay with that? considering there's World Cup coming very soon. He probably wants to play regularly to make that Spanish team. How do you feel about these three players? Let me know about Rudiger. Let me know about Christensen. Let me know about Azpilicueta. Do you want all three of them to sign the contract extension? I think at the end of the day, we probably will find a solution. I'm quite optimistic now that all three will probably stay. I think all three are staying. With all that going on, Chelsea are keeping their options open for new signings, and two main summer targets are Sevilla's Jules Koundé and Leicester's Wesley Fofana. Jules Koundé and Wesley Fofana are the two main summer targets. Maybe all three are not staying. Maybe Rudiger, hopefully we find a solution. But then again, if they all three are staying, Thiago Silva's only got a contract extension for 1 more year. It's not like he's got many years to come. And this season, we've already seen that it can get a bit tricky when, because we play with 3 CBs. Essentially, you want 2 more backups. Jules Koundé is probably the one that we're going to target. If we get Jules Koundé, we're definitely not getting Wesley Fofana. If we can't get Jules Koundé, then we're probably going to Wesley Fofana. Both are fantastic, to be honest. Both are fantastic. In addition, there is the option to bring back wonder kid Levi Colwill. He could come in and compete for the first team spot next season after earning rave reviews on loan at Huddersfield. There you go. There you go. Now there's a spanner in the whole mix, isn't it? The youngster is having a season. Many behind the scenes are comparing to the one Reece James had at Wigan Athletic in the debut professional year. Initially, Colwill was expected to have 2 loans before having a chance of making in the West London. But there's now a chance he could be fast-tracked next season. Now we're in a bit of a situation. Azpi, Rudiger, Christensen, Levi Colwill, Jules Koundé. 5. Who are you keeping? I want to see from you guys your comments on who are you keeping. Rudiger, Christensen, Azpilicueta. Does Levi Colwill get an opportunity with you? If I logically think about this, we've got Thiago Silva for 1 more season. Chalobah's tied down for a long-term contract as well, so fantastic. 2, Thiago Silva 1 more season to get, his experience and help all the other youngsters as well. And we've got Chalobah. Rudiger, we need to tie him down. We need to tie down Rudiger ASAP. So Rudy, Silva, Chalobah. That's generally our back 3, our number 1 back 3. Rudy, Silva, Chalobah. Christensen, Azpilicueta, Levi Colwill, Jules Koundé. I would like to see Levi Colwill because he's a left-sided player. Malang Sarr needs to go. I think Malang Sarr is going in summer. Levi Colwill to cover for Rudiger, and he'll get game time there. Rudy, Silva, Chalobah, Levi Colwill. Now that leaves us Christensen, Azpilicueta, and Jules Koundé. I think we'll probably just get 1 more. We're probably not going to have 3. In my opinion, Christensen and Azpi, they probably need to go. They probably need to go. Yeah, this is Shubha Jyoti, my man. You and me, we think alike, bro. This is probably my choice. Kunde, Thiago Silva, Tony, Trevor, Colwill. Five CBs. 6 is probably a bit too much. Because you got to remember, Reece James can fill in as well if need be. That's why we need to get another wing back. Right wing back. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got over 268, nearly 270 people. Let's smash the like button, get those likes up to 200 immediately. Let's get the likes up to 200 straight away. Let's keep pushing. If you guys have been enjoying this conversation, this interaction, smash the like up to 200. Let's drag those likes up to 200 immediately. That's a good jump, 104. Let's pick that up. Let's smash it all the way down to 200 likes immediately. If you're here for the first time, subscribe as well. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. We're going to be doing the watch along, so to make sure that you're there for the watch along. But tell me how you feel about the 5 CBs. We won't talk about the Shermani and the Declan Rice situation. Just touch on a little bit. That's probably a conversation on its own, a stream on its own. But this would be my choice. Kunde, Thiago Silva, Antonio Rudiger, Trevor Chalobah, Colwill for next season, which would mean Christensen and Azpilicueta would probably have to go. But let's see what you guys have to say. Let's have a look. We have to keep Christensen and Rudiger. Although it would be nice to keep Azpi too. I'd send Colwill on a Premier League loan. Why would you want to send Colwill on a Premier League loan? Reece James, they're comparing this particular blockbuster season from Levi Colwill like the Reece James one for Wigan. Reece James didn't go for a Premier League loan. I wouldn't disrespect these academy players, man. They're damn good. I know Christensen is an academy player as well, but I just feel like Christensen, one, he picks up these niggly injuries here and there, and two, Christensen this is my personal take. I feel like Christensen is only good when he's beside top caliber defenders. You can't put Christensen with Malang Sarr and Azpilicueta. Christensen absolutely disappears. That's my personal feeling. The 2 matches we've seen, Brentford, I remember. Sorry, not Brentford, Malmo. Zenit, Zenit 3-3. Christensen, Azpi, and Malang Sarr. Christensen looked pretty off. I just don't think he's a leader type of a defender. I'm sorry. DJ Sav, Jay, thank you so much for joining. Big up, Miz. Happy New Year. As always, great live stream. Thank you so much, my man. Happy New Year to you as well. I appreciate the compliment. COD Mobile, is Colwill from Cobham? 100% is. 100% is from Cobham. Ralph, Miz, these guys are obsessed with sending our academy on loan. They will never learn. Yeah, Levi Colwill doesn't need to go on another loan. He doesn't need to go on another loan. I don't think so. Look at what Mark Geehee is doing. Mark Geehee went from Swansea loan to Crystal Palace, and he's killing it at Crystal Palace. Mark Geehee is turning out to be one of the better CBs in the Premier League. Sai Krishna, 6 is okay, since Silva is a bit on the older side. I would like Kunde, Rudy, Colwill, Silva, Chalobah, and Fofana if possible. Yeah, fair enough. But one of them is going to miss out heavily. That's the thing. You're going to make someone upset for one season. And I don't know if they're going to appreciate it. These footballers, you can already see they've got egos. They've got egos, man. It's not easy to control them. Colwill learning under Thiago is match made in heaven. Yeah, 100% agreed. 100% agreed. Christensen can replace Thiago Silva next season when he leaves. Yeah, but that would mean if we keep Christensen, someone's going to get not enough game time unless there's like massive injuries. Do you know what I mean? I'm not disrespecting Colwill. He's very good, but I want to prove him in the Premier League. I don't agree with Christensen. No, he isn't. No, he isn't a leader, but don't need good players around him to perform. Fair enough, man. I mean, we can agree to disagree on this matter. It's different perspective. I do understand he's your countryman as well, Frederick. So I don't know whether you have a bit of bias towards your countryman, but I get it. Look, I'm not putting down Christensen. Christensen's a top defender. I just don't think it's a massive loss if we were to lose him. That's my personal perspective on it. No means not Christensen. Azpi can go. Fair enough. There you go. Alteza saying Christensen needs to stay. Azpi can go. Christensen, Azpi, and Rudy is 80% leaving. I think Rudy, they're going to do their level best to get him now. I think the Rudy's one is changing. I don't think Rudy's case is that he's leaving anymore. He wants to stay. And now Chelsea are looking to get something like he's a leader. He's a main important starter. He's probably one of the first one you put down in the starting lineup. When Thomas Tuchel's going through the starting lineup in a big match, he's probably putting Rudiger first up. Simple as that. Miz, we also need to start focusing on Kante replacement. Do you think? Don't you think? Yeah, we do. But I think that's more of a summer situation. I don't know if it's going to be a replacement. I think Kante will stick around. He's just not going to play that many matches. Sorry. No, he's Danish. I'm Swedish. Sorry. I don't know why I keep forgetting that you're Swedish and not Danish. I keep forgetting this. But yeah, you're right. Do apologize, Frederick. But yeah, let's have a look at this one. I don't think Christensen has a leader qualities of Chalobah. See, that's the thing. I feel like Chalobah is more of a leader. I know recent times Chalobah's made a couple of mistakes, but don't let that take you away from what a season Chalobah's had initially. He got injured. He got injured again recently, and I think that might have played a bit of a role. Chalobah, I still remember Brentford earlier on in the season. Chalobah was immense. Super Cup against Villarreal, Chalobah was unbelievable. Those were some of his earlier matches, man. In recent times, Chalobah played in the Carabao Cup against Brentford, and he looked magnificent again. He had Malang Sarr, and I think he had Azpilicueta up next to him. And Chalobah looked really good. Miz, just wondering, after what Lukaku did, I actually thought to myself, Pogba never did his club like that by coming out like that. Any opinions? Yeah, look, they're both such strong characters. I think they're both very good friends as well. Yeah, Pogba never did that, but Pogba's also high maintenance, man. Pogba's very high. By the way, is Pogba injured at the moment? He's not featuring for Man United. Is he injured? What's going on? Let me know, someone. The Red Wolf, thank you so much for the super chat. I can start to see the Thiago Silva traits coming through in Chalobah. When Sarr and Christensen played around him, both of them stepped up. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been saying. I feel like Chalobah has that ability to lift others around him, whereas Christensen is as good as who is next to him. That's how I feel. Christensen around superstars, Christensen is a superstar. Christensen around average players, Christensen is average as well. Whereas Chalobah is the other way around. Chalobah lifts the average players. That's how I feel, personally. Thank you, Miz, for defending Chalobah. People are using a couple of bad moments to discredit it. Those people. This is the thing. Sometimes fans, they only remember the last 2-3 games. They don't remember the whole season. For some reason, they only remember. It's like the memory bank is only for the last few games. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we said that we would get back to this, but I want to end the stream now. Generally like to go for an hour, but this probably is for another day, this particular initial one, the Tchouameni, Declan Rice. Seems like we can only get one. It's been said over here. However, they're also keen on West Ham's Declan Rice and likely will only sign both midfielders. Rice will not sign both midfielders due to Thomas Tuchel supporting integrating Conor Gallagher. This in itself is a different stream. Conor Gallagher is now definitely in the mix for Thomas Tuchel. Conor Gallagher's this season, it cannot be gone unnoticed. Conor Gallagher is going to be a Chelsea player, which then means it can't be Declan Rice and Tchouameni. It's going to be Declan Rice or Tchouameni. And I think they're going to go with Tchouameni because Declan Rice is way too expensive. The fact that they're doing all of these, scouting and all of that, I think it might be Tchouameni. And it might not be Declan Rice, which is just fine. Just fine indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation. I, once again, have absolutely loved it. We got a lot of comments through, few super chats as well. Thank you so much for the super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Much appreciated. Smash the like button by the time, as you're leaving. Still over 240 people live. Smash that. Get those likes up to 200. I would love to see the likes all the way up to 200 if you've enjoyed this. Really good comments here from King Joey. Great stream, Miz. Thank you so much, my man. Do appreciate that. Clement is saying, Miz, I'm not really sure about Emerson. What I keep hearing is Digne. Look, Dean has agreed personal terms. I hear personal terms you can agree, but Everton needs to agree as well. That's the thing. And as I said, Emerson could be a very easy thing to just get back from Ligue 1 because Emerson is still our player. So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Let me know if you've just joined. Check the stream. Comment about all the topics that we've touched about. Emerson, touched about Dujon Sterling, the 3 CBs, whole heap of stuff. Comment below. Vishnu saying good stream as well. Much appreciated, honestly. Jonathan Jitra as well. Big up, Miz. Thank you for the stream. What do you think for waiting for Livramento instead? Livramento at least 2 years waiting. We can't get him back until 2024 or something like that. 2023, something like that. So we need to wait for a little bit longer. Shubha by Miz, quality stream as always. Thank you, my man. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. Until next time, see ya. Make sure you're there for the watch along. Make sure you're there. We'll probably start 20 minutes before the kickoff against Spurs. So make sure you're there. Until next time, see ya.